volumes of concentration of the gases that are going in and out also. So it's kind of cool stuff. Any questions about respiratory system and spirometry? Because what's next is review. So 1 week from today is your third and final quiz. The venous system. You got this, you know what it is. Which of the following is another name for the superior vena cava in cats? Pre-cava, or inferior vena cava in cats? Post-cava, or the other way around. What is the pre-cava in cats? It's the superior vena cava, and so on. Which of the following are the branches of the superior vena cava? A, I, R. A, zygotes, I, internal memory, R, right vertebral. And then next is right and left brachiocephalic. And then it's a fork in the road, right and left brachiocephalic. Which of the following are the branches of the brachiocephalic? So that was slide 1, now we're on slide 2. Branches of the brachiocephalic. Well, left one has an extra one. Left vertebral, and then left external jugular, left subclavian. On the right side, right external jugular, right subclavian. And that's the branches of the brachiocephalic. That's slide 2. Slide 3 then gives branches of the subclavian, which are the following are the branches of the subclavian. So scapula, and it becomes axillary. Subscapula and axillary. Those are the branches of the subclavian. Right and left are the same here. Right and left are the same here. Branches of the axillary, ventrothoracic and brachial. That's the correct order. Ventrothoracic, and then it becomes brachial. So brachial. And that's slide number 3. We got to go back to that external jugular. Which of the branches of the external jugular? Internal jugular, about halfway up, a little bit less than halfway up, is transverse scapula. Then up, all the way up by the larynx. Oh, now you know where that is. All the way up by the larynx is what? The posterior facial. And going medial, the transverse jugular. And now what happens to the external jugular? It becomes anterior facial. So those are the branches of the external jugular. And that's slide 4. We don't need pictures. There's no pictures on your quiz. Go down to slide 7. Which of the following are the branches of the inferior vena cava? And 4, right? You got the 4 first major branches. You got adrenal lumbar. You got renal. And big pause here, right? Because what is it? Right genital. And then you got iliolumbar. Remember the branches of the inferior vena cava. The third one here is not just genital, it's just the right genital. And if it's male, it's what? Spermatic. And if it's female, it's what? Ovarian. So why is it just the right genital? Where's the left genital enter into? The left genital enters into the left renal. That's specifically asked on the test. After the iliolumbar, what happens? You got the fork in the road, and that becomes the common iliacs. What are the branches of the common iliacs? Internal iliac, and then it becomes external iliac. Branches of the external iliac is deep femoral, then it becomes the femoral, and branches of the femoral are the saphenous, superior genicular, and popliteal. Slide 8 then gives you the recap of that. I needed to remind you about this one here because that trips up some students. Be careful to remember that the third branch of inferior vena cava is not just, one of the choices just says genital, and that's wrong. It's just the right genital. And that's the review for the veins. Okay, PowerPoint on respiratory system. This is the one we just did tonight. What's the function? Bring in oxygen, get rid of carbon dioxide. That's keeping it simple for this particular class. Keep it in the back of your mind, it's a lot more complicated than that. I discussed that. Where does this gas exchange take place? Primarily alveoli. And how do we inhale? Diaphragm and external intercostal muscles contract. Diaphragm and external intercostal muscles contract. What does that do? What does that create? Increased volume, which does what to pressure? Decreased pressure. Where are the volumes? Thoracic cavity, pleural sac, and intraalveolar cavities or sacs. Okay, so be familiar with those terms, because when I ask about the pressure or volume increase or decrease, I could just go straight to the intraalveolar, or I could go to the pleural sac, or I can go to the thoracic cavity. Either one, you should understand any one of them. So have a good understanding for it. Exhaling is the opposite. Exhaling, also known as expiration, is what? Relax. Relax the diaphragm, relax the external intercostal muscles. Volume, decrease, pressure, increase. And that's what's on slide 1. Slide 2 then talks about the larynx. 3 paired, 3 unpaired cartilages. All of them are hyaline except one. Which one's not hyaline? Epiglottis. And that was, what kind of cartilage is that one? Elastic. Which one's attached to the hyoid bone? Thyroid cartilage and epiglottis. Which one's below the thyroid cricoid cartilage? What else do you know about the thyroid cartilage? It's the Adam's apple. That's the thing you can see from outside. So that's it on this particular slide. On slide 3 then talks about the paired cartilages. You got 2 arytenoids, 2 caniculates, 2 cuneiforms. So you're definitely going to see all of the following are paired cartilages except, or all of the following are unpaired cartilages except, or which of the following are paired cartilages? You get the idea. You're definitely going to see a question like that. So you need to know which ones are paired, which ones are unpaired. The next detail about the paired ones is the arytenoid cartilage is the one that anchor to the vocal folds, the true vocal folds. They control the tension on the true vocal folds. Slide 4 then talks about the vocal folds. You have true vocal folds. Those are the ones that make the noise, the sound. And then the false vocal folds also go by another name, the vestibular vocal folds. They don't make sound. They're for closing off the larynx during swallowing. Okay, that's the ones that we get that choking reflex from. Then the true vocal folds make the sound. Also contributing to the sound is PLOT. P-L-O-T stands for the pharynx, the lips. O is oral cavity, and T is the tongue. These all contributed to production of sound. There's a lot more than that, but for this class, that's enough detail. The arytenoid cartilages are what control the true vocal folds. The more tension does what to pitch? Higher pitch. The less tension does what to pitch? Lower pitch. So that will be on there, not specifically worded that way, but if you know that detail, you should be able to answer the question. On slide 5, then reviews that the vestibular folds, false folds do not produce sound, therefore helping closing off the glottis. What is the shape of the glottis during normal resting breathing? Triangular. And that's what's on 5. And 5, skip the pictures and go down to slide 10. We talk about the trachea. Trachea has rings that are really not rings. They're shaped like the capital letter C. Posteriorly, they are covered with smooth muscle and elastic tissues. Posteriorly. And then what do the rings do? Prevent collapse or expansion of the windpipe, the trachea. And what does the elastic cartilage and smooth muscle do posteriorly? Allow for expansion while we swallow, because the esophagus is right behind there. What's the carina? That's where the last ring of the trachea divides into 2. That's the carina. What are the first 2 branches? Primary bronchi. What is all of this lined with? All lined with pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium. We talked about that. The C-shaped cartilaginous rings continue down in the primary. Down we get to the secondary, also known as lobar. The right will have how many? The left will have how many? The right will have 3, and the left will have 2. Make sure you remember that. Right has 3, left has 2. And so, what are they named? Right superior lobar bronchus. Right middle lobar bronchus. Right inferior lobar bronchus. Left superior lobar bronchus. Left inferior lobar bronchus. Notice I keep going to lobar because that's what they teach you in medical school. Pseudostratified ciliated columnar is next. Segmental or tertiary are next. Also still lined with pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium. This will lead to the bronchioles next. Bronchioles, finally the epithelial lining has changed. Now it's simple colloidal. These are microscopic, these are small, so this goes to the alveoli, the microscopic air sacs. And this is lined with simple squamous, and this is where most of the gas exchange takes place. And that's what slide 11. Then go to slide 16. This is spirometry. What are the 4 volumes we need to know about? Tidal volume, expiratory reserve volume, vital capacity, and inspiratory reserve volume, which are the ones you can measure with a spirometer. The first 3, tidal volume, expiratory reserve, vital capacity, which is the one you can't measure with a spirometer, but you can calculate using a formula, IRV, inspiratory reserve volume. And how do you measure each one of these? That's what's on slide 18. That's how you measure each one of them. Oh yeah, little hint. Tidal volume. What's the first 2 letters? TV. As you're sitting watching TV, a nice program, one of those rom-coms, romantic comedies. Yeah. How are you breathing? Nice and relaxed. That's tidal volume. Why am I giving you that? Because too many students, maybe 2 students, mix up vital capacity and tidal volume. About 30% of you will get that wrong because you'll forget which one's the vital capacity, which one's tidal volume. The vital capacity is the whole wall, that's everything. But the tidal volume, just think of TV. Think of how you breathe when you're watching TV. Nice, relaxed breathing. Everybody's relaxed when they're reclining, they're taking it easy. So that's the hint on that one. And that's your review. Any questions? Cool stuff. Okay. Your specimen are back there. If you want to work on your cats, I'd be more than willing to pull your cats out. But that's we will have plenty of time.